Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I'm going to continue with the same module, that is a procedural programming module. And in the yesterday's class we have talked about chapter number 20, chapter number 19, that is interaction with the hardware, that is how to interact with the hardware. We have studied few topics like communication with the keyboard, that is how to communicate with the keyboard. In the last class we have discussed how to communicate with the storage devices, that is how to interact with the storage devices. In the today's class, in the yesterday's class we have talked about communication with the keyboard. So let's continue with the previous session. First of all, that is what is the previous session and how we will able to communicate with the storage devices with the keyboard. So we have studied about that there are different messages that is available for the keyboard. One is a key down, that is a WM key down. One is a key up, one is a WM char. So these are the three macros that is used, that is the key down, key up, char. Out of these, key down and the key up are sent to an application which has the input focus whenever the key is pressed and released respectively. So whenever we press any key or whenever we release any key, these are the two functions that is used. One is the key down and the key up. Right. The additional information in case of these messages is the code of the key that is being pressed or released. That is either pressed or either released. When we tackle WM key down or WM key up, we need to ourselves check the status of the toggle key like numlog. So whenever we use the key down or the key up, we used to check the status of the toggle key, that is either it is pressed numlog as a shortcut as a caps lock on, or the shift key like control alt shift. If we wish to avoid all this checking, we can tackle the WM char message instead. What is mentioned above is a normal procedure that is followed by the most important application or most Windows application. However, if we wish to go a step further and deal with the keyboard, we need to tackle it in a different way, differently. For example, suppose we are to perform or we have to perform one of the following jobs. What are the following jobs? Once you hit any key, caps lock should become on. Once it becomes on, it should remain permanently on. So once you hit any key, caps lock will become on or should become on, and once it becomes on, it should remain permanently on. It cannot be going, that it cannot go on to the next stage. These are the three scenarios that we are using. Then we have used two important mechanisms, that is dynamic linking and the Windows hook. So one is the dynamic linking, one is the Windows hook. Dynamic linking means linking of the various library, various functions at the time of the linking, at the time of the execution. That is a dynamic linking. What is a static linking? That means the linking is done when it is in a static state. But dynamic linking means linking of the library that is stored in the .dll file during the execution. A DLL file is a binary file that cannot execute on its own. It contains a function that can be shared between several applications that is running in a memory. Next is the Windows hook. That is as a name advice, the hook mechanism permit us to intercept and alter the flow of messages in the operating system before they reach the application. That is, if there is an alteration, that is done by the Windows hook. For different messages, there are different types of hook. For keyboard message, there is a keyboard hook. For mouse messages, there is a mouse hook. This is the diagram that shows how the keyboard messages are done. This is the keyboard, there is an interrupt, then there is a kernel routine, device driver ISR, then places the key code in the system message queue by calling the keyboard event, then there is a system message queue, operating system, then there is a notepad, Visual C++. That means it is the responsibility of the operating system to decide into which application it is sent. That is, whenever there is a system message queue, into which application it is sent. Either it is sent to the Visual C++, either it is sent to the notepad. And then there is the application 1. This is the application 1 message queue, application 2 message queue. With reference to the figure 19.7, these are the list of steps that are carried out when we press a key from the keyboard. So these are the various events that we have studied. about the diagram, that is whenever we press a key, interrupt occur, and whenever there is a system message queue that is divided into two parts, that is either uses the first one method, either uses the different application. Then there is a caps lock permanently. Then we have studied that is how to use the function, how to write the function that is used, that is caps lock used or caps lock remain permanent on. Let us now write a program that contains caps lock on. We have studied about this topic also, this program also, how to use the static. So we have studied about this topic, about this program, that is how to use the call function, or how to use the std call, how to use the DLL main, and how to use the declspec function, that is the install hook function, install DLL main function. Then there is a next function that is used, that is also the lresult function. This is the lresult decl spec DLL export function. These are the various codes that we have studied about the interrupt, DLL space, that is a dynamic linking, and the Windows hook, that is how to use the Windows hook over here. Then this is a keyboard event, either it is capital, 0, even key, that is a extend key. Then there is a return, that call next hook x hbk encode w param I param. This is a bool function, that is a bool decl spec DLL export remove hook. These are the various steps that is used how to write the program about the DLL, how to write the Windows hook program. This is the important one, that it does not contain the win main as a header file or as the main function. No, it contains the DLL main function. So when the application loads a DLL, the DLL main function would be called. So whenever there is a need, or whenever the application loads a DLL, the DLL main function would be called. In this function, we have merely stored the handle to the DLL that have been loaded in the memory into a global variable h for the later usage. So these are the functions that is used in the DLL. That is those functions in a DLL that can be called from outside it, those are known as the exported function. So these are the exported function that is export from the outside, that is available in the DLL. Our DLL contains three such functions. What are the three such functions? That is the install hook, remove hook, and keyboard proc function. That is a keyboard procedure function. To indicate it to the compiler that a function in a DLL is an exported function, we have to pre-qualify it with the decl spec, that is the DLL export function. These function would be called from the second program. The second program is a normal GUI application that is created in the same way that we did applications in the chapter number 17 and 18. The handles or handler for messages, that is WM create and the WM destroy, are given below. These are the two functions that is used, these are the two messages that is used, that is WM create and the WM destroy function. Then this is the variable. First of all, it is a h instance h, then this is the function name, that is the onCreate function, then this is the return type, that is a void, then this is the argument that is used, that is hwnd hwnd. Then this is a bool function, then callback, pointer p, then this is the load library function that is stored in the h. And now check the condition. If it is not equals to null, then get proc address h install hook pointer p. And then this is the on destroy function, that is we have also studied. This is also the argument that is used. Then this is a theory that we have studied in the last class, that is how to call the next hook function, what is the keyboard proc function, what is the use of hbk that is used to handle the hook that is installed. We have studied all this theory in the last class, in the yesterday's class. Now the next part is, did you press it twice? That is, it is a question, or yeah, it is like a question, that is, did you press it twice? With the power of Windows hook below your belt, you are into league of a power programmers of Windows. That is, whenever we use the Windows hook, you are in a league, you are in a position of power programmers of the Windows. So how about testing the power some bit more? That is, whenever we use the more presses, that is, If there are multiple keys that is pressed by the keyboard, that is mean that did you press it twice? How about writing a program that would make every key pressed in any Windows application that appears twice? Here it is the code for the hook procedure. Where is the code? This is the code. First of all, there is a L result, that is a DECL spec DLL export. Then std call keyboard procedure int encode wparam wparam lparam lparam. So these are the different macros, messages, and these are the variables. What are the messages? This capital letters are the messages, that is wparam, and this wparam is the name of the variable. Then this is the encode, this is of int, then lparam lparam. So this is the L result, DECL, that is for DLL export, then std call keyboard procedure int code wparam iparam lparam. So these are the three concepts that is used. Then uses the variable that is a static byte key, that is for static means this is a static variable, there is a byte, and the key is the variable name. Then static bool flag, that is bool is also a variable and flag equals to false. Then check the condition. If encode is less than 0, that is if encode is less than 0, then return call next hook x. And these are the various arguments that is used, that is hbk, encode, wparam, iparam. Then again uses the if it is equals to h action. So first of all it is less than 0, then it is equals to h action and d word iparam, and this is the code that is used, that is check the condition. If it is equals to h action and the d word iparam it equals to 0, then again it is a nested loop that is flag equals to 4, then assign the wparam into the key. Keyboard event handler is used, that is key 0, key even, extended key 0, then gives the value of flag equals to 2, that is assigning the value of true into the flag. Else if it is not the case, if it is not equals to false, then simply assigns the value, or simply again check the condition. If the key is equals to byte wparam, that is if it is equals to byte wparam, then assigns the value of false to the flag. Then again this is closed, this is again closed, and there is a return, that is a call next hook x. These are the various variables, these are the various arguments, that is a hbk, encode, wparam, iparam. This is in this hook procedure. Once again we have checked if the encode parameter contains a value h action. So simply we have checked the condition about the encode. If it is less than 0, it is equals to h action, sc action. If it does, then we have checked the present state of the key in the question, that we have present or checked the present state that is available in the action. If the present state of the key is pressed, that is if the 38th or 31st bit of the key is 0, then we have posted for the same key into the system message by calling the keyboard event function. So if it is 0, that is the key that is pressed is 0, then simply we are or we are calling the function that is a keyboard event function. However, this may lead to a problem also, that is the keyboard event function also leads to a serious problem. Can you imagine what is the problem? The message we post once retrieved would again bring the control to the hook procedure. So this is the problem, that is a message that we post. Once it is retrieved, it is going again back to the, or it is bringing back to control to the hook procedure. Once again the condition will become true and we would post the same message again. This would go on and on. This can be prevented by using a simple flag variable as shown in the code. So this will be used by simply using a variable, simply using a flag variable as shown in the code. Note that the rest of the function in the DLL file are exactly same as in the previous program. That is, a dynamic link library file is exactly the same as we done in the previous program. So also is the application program. Now the next topic is mangling keys. This is the one of the important topic, that is mangling keys. This is how about one or more program to bolster your confidence. That is how we are using more than one program to bolster your confidence, or more than one programs are running to boost your confidence. Let us try one more, or one that would mangle every key that is pressed. So let us now try one more program that would mangle every key that is pressed in the with the help of the keyboard. That is, convert an A to a B, B to a C, C to a D, etc. This is example. That is, we have to define one key, or we have to define with the keyboard. Whenever we press the A, it is B, B it is C, C it is D, etc. This would be fairly straightforward. We simply have to increment the key code before posting it to the system message queue. Also, further processing of key has to be prevented. Also, the further processing of the key is to be prevented over here. This can be achieved by simply returning a non-zero value from the hook procedure. Therefore, by passing the call to the call next hook X function, this is shown in the following hook procedure, that is shown with the help of the procedure. There is, first of all, there is a L result, then there is a DEC L spec DLL export, then there is a std call keyboard pro int encode w param w param l param l param. So these are the various codes, these are the various keys. This is the L result that is used. Then there is the static byte key. The same input is given, or the same variable is declared, that is a byte key. Then static bool flag equals to false. Then check the condition. If it is less than 0, then return call next hook X. These are the various parameters. Again check the condition, the same condition. If it is equals to H action and the D word I param ampersand 08800 equals to 0, then again check the condition. If the flag equals to false, then key equals to w param key plus plus keyboard event. These are the various argument in this, that is key 0, key event tf extended key 0, then flag equals to true, then return 1. Then there is a closing of this one. Else, if it is equals to false, this is the case. Otherwise, if key equals to byte w param, flag equals to false. Again check the condition. If it is equals to the byte w param, then assigns the value of flag, or give the value of flag in a false, or assign the value of false into the flag. This is the closing of the else part. Then this is the closing of the if part. So this is the if, this is the if, this is the nested if, this is the nested if else, then this is the closing of the if. Then there is a return call next hook X. These are the various argument in this, that is HBK encode w param l param. Then again this is the closing of this one. This is the closing of L result function. Then the next one is keyloggers. That is, what is keyloggers? Now it is saying there are various programs, or there are several malicious programs that are floating on the net that steal away your password. That is, there are so many programs that is available on the net, that is floating means rotating on the net, that steal away your passwords of the ID, email ID, Facebook ID, any ID that is using. So that is floating over the net. These programs keeps a log of every key that is pressed. So these programs keeps a log, or keyloggers, or programs are used to keep a log of every key that is pressed while entering the password on credit card number or credit card number. So there are many programs which are stealing over here, or giving the credit card numbers. These programs make use of Windows hook to trap every key that is pressed. So these programs are used, or make use of the Windows hook to trap every key that is pressed. With the knowledge that you have gained from the past 3 programs, this may not be a big deal. So this is not a big deal. That is how to use the key, how to use three program, or how or the past three programs are used, that is used for the key loggers, that is how to use the key loggers. So these programs make use of the Windows hook to trap the each and every key that is pressed. However, such keyloggers program deviate from the ones that we have developed in three fundamental ways. That is, such keyloggers program are deviation or makes the deviation from the ones that we have developed in three fundamental ways. What are the three fundamental ways we are using? How keyloggers deviate from the ones? First point says they do not pop up any window on the screen. That they do not provide or pop up any window on the screen. Otherwise, the program presence would get detected. Otherwise, the program presence that is available would get detected. Next, these programs also hide themselves from the task managers. That is, they also hide from the task manager. Whenever we approach the task manager, they cannot terminate them, or task manager is not able to terminate them. So a user also not able to terminate them because it is hidden from the task manager. Then the C point says the locked keys are secretly sent over the net to the malicious users who write such programs. So the locked keys, or the locked keys that is available, that is already locked keys, are secretly sent over the net to the malicious users who write such programs. Once the locked key are known, it would be possible to break into the system. So this is the procedure how keyloggers are used, or how these programs are used for the logging up, or for dividing, or for stalling, or for dividing such program, or break the code into the various systems. Where is this leading? That is, where is this leading that is available? Even for a moment that do not create an impression in your mind. So what is, or where is this leading, or where is this keyloggers are available? And this is the question. So this says even for a moment that do not create an impression in your mind that Windows hook are only for notorious activity. There are many such or good things that they or they can be put to use for. So there are many activities whenever we use the keyloggers. What are the important activities? What are the good things that we are put to use? These activities include. So these are the various activities that include. These are the important activities. Multimedia keyboard have special keys like cut, copy, paste, etc. So multimedia keyboard have important concepts like cut, copy, paste, etc. Such keyboard also comes with different or special programs. Once once we are able to tackle these special keys. On pressing these keys, these programs use the hook mechanism to place the symbol. So this is that there are various moments that when we create an impression in the mind that window hooks are only for the notorious activities. No, this is not a case. That it is not available in each and every case for the wrong moment, for the wrong activities. There are good things also that we put on in the leading areas. These includes, what are the good things we can use? First one is multimedia keyboards have special keys like cut, copy, paste. Such keyboard or boards can also come with special programs that which when installed know how to tackle these special keys. So keyboard have different programs that is also used with the mouse that have a special keys that is available. On pressing these keys, these programs use the hook mechanism to place the simulated keys in the system message queue. Next point says many demo programs once executed automatically moves the mouse pointer to a menu or a toolbar or any such item to demonstrate some features of the software. So many demo programs are available that is used, or when they are executed automatically moves the mouse pointer to a menu or a toolbar or any such item to demonstrate some features of the software. To manage these actions, a window hook known as journal hook is used. For physically impaired persons, that is a physically disabled person, a keyboard can be simulated on the screen and the mouse click on this keyboard can be communicated to the windows on actual key hits. This can again be achieved using the mouse and keyboard hooks. So there are various hooks that is available, various procedures that is available that is used for the keyboard event and the mouse events. There can be more such examples, but the above three I believe would be ample to prove to you the constructive side of the powerful mechanism that is known as the Windows hooks. Now this is a winding up of the chapter. This is the leading or the mangling keys advantages are the last of this chapter. Now this is the important part, that is a summary. Uh, what is a summary? That is hardware interaction can happen in two ways. That is, it interact in two ways. What are the two ways? When the user interact with the hardware and the program reacts to it. So this is the summary, that is the first point. What do you mean by hardware interaction? That happens in two ways. What are the two ways? When the user interact with the hardware and the program react to it. That is the first point. That is the first way. That is when the user interact with the hardware and the program react to the program. The second program or the second way is when the program reacts with the hardware without any user interaction. So these are the two parts, when the user interact with the hardware and the program react to it. The second point is when the program react with the hardware without any user interaction. That is, simply uses the hardware without any user interaction, without any user interference. Second point says in DOS, when the user interact with the hardware, an ISR gets called. So whenever we use the DOS, when the user interact with the hardware, whenever there is an interaction with the hardware, an ISR, that is an interrupt service routine, gets called, which interact with the hardware. So in DOS, there is a user interaction that interact with the hardware, ISR is used. In Windows, the same thing is done by the device drivers ISR. So in DOS, it is using the ISR that is used for the interaction with the hardware. In Windows, the same thing is done by the device drivers ISR. So one is the simply ISR, one is the device drivers ISR. Next point says in DOS, when the program has to interact with the hardware. So whenever there is a case when the program has to interact with the hardware, it can do so by using the library functions. So in DOS, it is used to hardware, or it can do so by using the library functions, that is DOS BIOS routines, or by directly interacting with the hardware. In Windows, the same thing can be done by using API functions. So in DOS, it is interaction with the hardware, and in Windows, the same thing can be done by using the API functions. Next point says, under Windows, to gain final control over the hardware, we are required to write a device driver program. So whenever we use the Windows, to gain the final control over the hardware, we are required to write a device driver program that is under the Windows. Next point says, interaction with any device can be done using the API function. So if there is a API function, so interaction can be done with the any of the API device, any of the API functions like create file function, read file function, write file, and the close handle. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. So in DOS, when the program has to interact with the hardware, it can do so with the use of the library functions, DOS BIOS routine, or by directly interacting with the hardware. In Windows, the same thing can be done by using the API function. So it is in DOS, it is done by using the library functions. In Windows, it is done by using the API functions. Next point says, under Windows, to gain final control over the hardware, we are required to write a device driver program. So whenever we use the Windows, under Windows, whenever we have to gain a control over the hardware, we are required to write a device driver program, that is the program that is used to control over the hardware. Next point says, interaction with any device can be done using the API functions. What are the API functions? That is create file, read file, write file, and the close handle function. Then Next point says different strings has to be or have to be pressed to the create file functions for interacting with different devices. So different strings have to be passed, have to be used to the create file function for the interacting with the different devices. The next point says Windows provides a powerful mechanism known as hooks that can alter the flow of messages before they reach the application. So Windows provides a powerful mechanism, powerful method that is known as hooks that can alter the flow of messages before they reach the application. Right. Then second last point says Windows hook procedure should be written in a DLL since they work on a system-wide basis. The system hook procedures that should be written in a DLL file or Windows hook procedure should be written in a DLL since they work on a system-wide basis. Then last point says Windows hooks can be put to many good users. That is, Windows hooks can also be used or can be put to many good uses or can be used for the many good uses. Now this is the exercise that is straight, true or false. This is a true false question. This is the theoretical questions. Then these are the program based questions. This is the program, this is the program, this is the program. And this is chapter number 20, that is C under the Linux. Right. So let's see or let's take a break right now, then take 5 to 10 minutes break and then come back and then starting with the practical approach right now after the break. So let's take a break. Now let's start the session. So let's take a quick review or let's take a practical approach on the C language, that is a practical of the C language. In the last class we have studied about the arrays, that is how to use the arrays. In the last class we have studied about the matrix addition as well as the subtraction, that is how to add the matrices and how to subtract the matrices. Right. So now the next part is here how to display the elements that we also discussed. We have also discussed about the addition. We have also discussed about the subtraction. That is array we have done about the matrices. That is how we can add the matrices and how we can subtract the matrices. Now today I am going to start with the new topic, that is a string. That is how to use the string practically. That is how to write the programs of the string practically. So there is a two header file. First of all, it is used, that is a hash include stdi.h, then hash include conio.h, then hash include string.h. So these are the three header files that is used. That is string.h, that is header.h, that is conio.h, that is hash include. Then uses the void main function, the same. Then uses the array as a variable, that is arr1, and the variable is 9. Then it is equals to starting the single code, that is for example w or w, right. Suppose there is a welcome. Right. So this is the welcome that is used, and this is terminated by the null character, mind it. So there is a null character, right. So this is char array1, then there is a char array2 that is also contains 9, that is equals to welcome, that simply prints the welcome over here. There is no usage of this one, simply use in double quotes. That is welcome. Now next one is char array 3, that is also contain the same, then uses the welcome, that is a welcome. So this is the different ways how we can prevent it. Suppose print only WEL, that is a well, not more than that. Now there is a semicolon. Now there is a clear screen for clearing the screen. Now simply use the printf statement for printing the arrays. So this is a lengthy program, I agree, but you have to study it. That is percentage s or array 1 equals to percentage s, then arr1, then again printf array 2 equals to percentage s, array 3 equals to percentage s. Now simply uses the getch for getting the output. Now if I compile this code, there is no error. If I execute this code, array equals to welcome, then array equals to welcome, then array 3 equals to well. That means there are 3 variables that is used, and if that is array 1 also contain welcome, array 2 contains welcome, array 3 contains well. So this shows how to write the string in a different manner, in a different ways, that is uses the curly braces, using the single quotes, uses the welcome directly without using curly braces, without using double quotes, without using anything. So this is the way how it will be used. So this is the way how we can print the array in a different ways. So this is one of the program. And if I am not giving the slash n, that means it is print in the same line. So this is the example, that is a string, and this is a string example. Right, now if I am not using this one, now let's see how it works. This will work as it is. So there is no mandation to include a string in this program. Why? Because we have not used any function of string function over here, but we have used only the characters, that is welcome, that is a welcome. Right, now uses, or this is a simple program. So first of all, define the program, that is write a program to print the string. Right, now let's move to the next program, that is write a program to use while loop in the array. Right, so first of all, there is a hash include, there is a hash include stdi.h, then hash include conio.h. There is no mandation to write right now the string. Why? Because we are not using the any function of the string over here. Now there is a void main, then simply uses a char then text, this is an array that is equals to have a nice day, for example. That is have a nice day, then uses one more variable, that is I equals to 10 or 0, not 10 because we have used in the looping, that is 0, then uses the CLR SCR for clearing the screen, then uses the while loop, then check the condition while I is less than 15, then simply print the statement, that is printf, that is %c, then there is a text I, then there is a I plus plus, then there is this one, there is this one, and then uses the get ch for getting the input. Now if I compile this code, there is a success, and if I execute this code, this will print like have a nice day, right? So this is the next program. It simply prints till the condition is true. So this is 0, this is 15. That means if I count this one, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it includes space also. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is 15. Now if I change to the 10, now if I compile this code, simply these 10 characters are coming, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, right? So only 10 characters are used. Now if I change to the 8, then simply 8 characters are used, that is have a n. So it depends on the provision to provision how it will be used. If it is 5, then simply have and 1 space, right? If it is 2, then simply h and a, that is two alphabets, 2 characters are used. So this is the how to use the while loop in the array. So these are the two header files. First of all, that is hash include stdi.h and the conio.h. Then there is a void main, that is the starting of the main. Then there is a text, that is have a nice day. Then I equals to 0, clear screen. That means these are the two variable declaration that is used. Then there is a clear screen, then uses the while loop, that is I is less than 2. That is check the condition. This is I, if the I is less than 2, then simply printf %c text I. This will be used. Then there is a I plus plus. That is every time it is using the character by character, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till the looping. This is by default this is I less than 10, but the condition is also we are using the 15, 10, that is n number we are using, that is I is less than 2. Then simply printf %c text I, then I plus plus. Then there is a get ch function that is used for printing the output. So this is also the function that is used how to print the text, how to print the array, how to print the string. This is the next program of the string. That is string2.h or string2.cpp. So this will print have a nice day. If I give the value as a 20, this will print the same, that is have a nice day, and along with some symbol, because this will print in 20. So for more precisely, count the characters and simply give the 15 so that your cursor will blink after a y, that is after a day. Now if I change to this one as a for example 70 or %7c, right? Now let's see, this will print like this one. There are 7 characters gap between the different characters, that is there is a 7 dots gap, then there is a h, then there is a 7 dots gap, then there is a a, then there is a 7 dots gap, then there is a v, then 7 dots e, then a, then n, then I, then c, then e, then d, a, y. So there are 7 gaps, 7 dots gap that is available in the have a nice day. Right. This is string dot h. That is a second string function that is a that will be printed over here. Now again uses new one that is used to print the elements of the character array. Now this is a program that uses the string.h, that is the header files is also used over here. So this is a program. So write a program to find the or to count the number of right. So first of all, the same header file, that is hash include stdi.h, then string.h, then there is a void main, right, then there is a char text 20, then int len, then clear the screen, then uses len or simply use the printf, then simply use type the text then simply use the gets for getting or storing the input, that is text, then uses the len for calculating the len, that is len equals to str len, then there is a text over here, then simply use the printf, that is length of a string equals to %d, then uses the len over here, then uses the get ch, then this one. Now if I compile this code, if I execute and type the text, suppose I have typed Harry, how many characters? The length of the string is 5 characters, right? Now if I give as a welcome, how many characters? There are total 7 characters, so the length of the string is 7. So which function is used? Len function, strlen function is used to calculate the length of the string, and the output of this, that is strlen function, output of this text or output of this function is stored in the variable that is a len. Now if I include this one, that is string.h, and if I use yes, there is one error. What is the error? Function strlen should have a prototype. That means it is defined in the string.h. So whenever we use the strlen in the program, so we must include hash include or we must include string.h header file in this one, right? So if I compile this code again, now this is working. So this strlen is available or is stored in a header file, that is a string.h. Now if I entered as a Himanshu, it is the printing the length of the string is 8. Now if I entered as a programming, so there are total 11 characters in this. So this is the length. Now let's see. First of all, header files are included, then there is a void main, then there is a char text 20, that means array size is 20, that is text is the array that contains 20 characters from 0 to 19. Then there is a int len, that is len is the name of the variable, and int is the data type. Then there is a clear screen. Then printf, type the text. So this will print as it is, that is type the text or enter the text. Then it is used for the scanf, or in place of scanf for getting the text, that is a gets text. Then len equals to strlen text. So strlen is the function that is getting the length of the string, and the output of this is stored in the len. Then printf, length of the string is len, that is the output is printed in a len form. So this is the program that shows the length of the string. I have to save this file, and that is the length. So this is the last program of the today's class. So that's all for today's session. I think the each and every program is clear to you. Now, if there is any doubt in the programming, in the program that we have written or that we wrote, then please text the doubt. I will answer you. So that's all for today's session. In the tomorrow's class, I'm doing the practical part only. So tomorrow's class, or no theory, nothing, but only the practical part of the C programming. So that's all for today's session. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye.